let me break down the first verse of that Otis Rush inspired slow blues there in D. And I start with the intro, and I'm actually playing kind of the melody from I Wonder Why. But I interject little solo things in there. And one thing when you're playing these kind of things, I don't envy the guy who has to tab these out, by the way, because there's a lot of stuff I do just to make notes sound different, give different qualities in terms of sliding down to them. I do a lot of that sliding up and down to a note. I'll usually just pick the note right before, but then slide down to the target note. And I'm applying pretty heavy vibrato to the point of bending some of them the whole time through here. And on this verse, I kind of keep that started even at the very end of it when I go, and I still apply that same vibrato and intensity to the whole thing, to the chord. And it's something that I kind of do throughout this whole performance, is that always keep that intensity in there, even if you're playing quiet. Keep the intensity in there. So with that said, let's move on to the second verse of this solo as I start kind of exploring a little more. Well, on this verse, I really packed it in tight, I got to tell you. It starts with, that's pretty standard classic Otis Rush. Do the vibrato, a little slower, but very deliberate, very heavy. I did a lot of kind of unorthodox stuff on this one here. I went into this, the harp thing I was telling you about it. I don't know what else to call it. It sounds like somebody playing the harp. It's a D minor 711 arpeggio. So it's the basic form of it is this, and then put this finger there. It is a kind of a haunting sound, and no wonder Otis Rush we get kind of drift off into it. But after that, I go into this. Which is, I don't know what that is. That's something I've been playing a lot lately. It might be my own thing, but it's this little kind of melody. It's almost like a whole tone. It is a whole tone scale that I like to play over the 4 chord. You just add that note, you get the whole tone scale. And the rhythm of it is actually straight eighths against the triplets. So that's what I do on there. And I finish up by doing some little partial chords, tremolo picked. What exactly they are? Well, you have to look at the tab because it escapes me right now. But that was a pretty action-packed 12 bars, I got to say. Let's get into the next 12 bars because I believe it will have a whole different approach to that one. So on the last 2 rounds of this Otis Rush excursion, I start by taking an idea that I got from him, but it definitely is not sounding the way he used to do it. But like I said earlier, I've seen him go a whole 12 bars or longer, just holding that one note with tremolo picking, or a different note. Sometimes the seventh. In this case, I used the root because doing the seventh way down there might sound cool, but also it's kind of dissonant too dissonant when it's down that low. But the root always works. The way in which I deviate from how Otis would do it is that I'll tremolo pick the D note, but I'll throw in some little stabs at other notes, and I keep climbing those higher. So I make those climb a little higher each time to build tension as I'm also playing it harder. So this is pretty much an exercise in just building tension through harmonic non-release. You just stay on that one note. But I do hint at that them other notes that do increase the tension while I'm still staying on that other one. And plus, actually, when you do it live, you can do some pretty cool visual effects by fingering it in a different way, fingering it, for instance, on one string. And you got to stretch. And people will see you stretching and see you struggling and start rooting for you. It's a good thing. You want them on your side. So, they'll feel the tension and suspense too. Now, I finally get done with that, decide to let you go, then I release it like that. This time, I could have done something else, but that's what I did. So, then I go up way higher. And do some kind of like slide style bends and licks way up top there, which is something Otis Rush would do, and both me and Otis Rush are both big advocates. Big. It's a big thing for us to try and make our guitar sound like a slide guitar, and we do it in different ways. But my original way was totally inspired by him. So the notes there they're kind of in that D minor formation. And then, and I don't go back down farther much when I get to the 4 chord. I do these kind of double stops, kind of partial chords, still applying the heavy vibrato. I want it all to sound like it's, like it's liquid. And then I'm back down here to round it off with some of your old well-known beloved Otis Rush blues box type notes, and then I basically just go home from there, and that's how I did that blues that time.